What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking all things Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Nintendo unleashed a huge 7-minute overview trailer and also released new details on Bowser's Fury. Plus, I wanted to talk about whether this game is worth $60 or not. That seems to be the new hot button topic online from people. So let's go ahead and get into that. And remember, this is coming from somebody who has beat the game multiple times. I beat it multiplayer, I beat it single player, and I accessed all of the extra content. So I have a full scope of what this game offers and potentially what it can do with the Bowser's Fury from what I've seen. So let's go ahead and first start off with the overview trailer. They added in some new features to the game. There's a brand new photo mode that lets you repurpose what Miiverse was for into the photo mode with the stamps and be able to share that online with your friends. So that's pretty cool. Also, you can tell just by watching the game, the speed of the game is a lot faster, which we already kind of discerned from the previous trailer, but just looking at it in motion with more content and context here, you can just clearly see that the characters move quicker and it's going to be a better playing game because of it. Another thing that you can clearly notice is the resolution. They've bumped it up. It went from 720p, now it's up to 1080p. So it's going to look a lot cleaner on your big HD television or on your OLED or wherever you're going to be playing the game. No matter what, it's going to look cleaner, and being able to have that experience anywhere that you want, man, I bet portable play is going to look really good too. The game is already in 60 frames per second on the Wii U. Same thing here goes for the Nintendo Switch, and that's also with 4 players as well, guys. So it's not like it cuts the frame rate down to 30 or something if you add in extra players. It's locked in at 60 frames per second no matter what. So pretty cool there as well. Now, another major addition and probably one of the biggest things that was added into this game, which we knew about, was the online play, but we actually got a look at how it somewhat works, right? You can create a game or you can join a game, and it's probably going to be based on your friends list. So if your friend is playing the game, you can join in. If you want to create a game and your friends know, then they can join in. Now let's just hope it actually works well, because Super Mario Maker 2 didn't really work too well, or I'm not even sure if it ended up working better or not, but hopefully this one is going to be better than what they did there. But different game, and obviously it's a 3D game, so you want things to kind of work a bit better. So I'm confident it'll be able to work well enough for what they're trying to do with the game, because it is awesome and it's a ton of fun to play with your friends. And there's even like a built-in competitive mode within the co-op experience with the crown, and whoever has it at the end gets more points, and then whoever has the most points at the end actually gets the crown. So there's almost like this little competitive aspect to not lose that crown and make sure that you can play the best that you can play with your friends. I still feel that playing it local is the best option, but obviously with COVID and everything that's been going on, or just simply living far apart, having online play fixes one of the major issues with this game on the Wii U, because so many people were saying there should be online play, and now they've added it in. But we need to get to the next thing here, guys. Let's talk about some Bowser's Fury, because we do have some more details on this game based off of what Nintendo showed. Now, it's not going to be a massive expansion to Super Mario 3D World, but it's still going to be pretty good. So here's the official details on it. So they first start off with saying Bowser Unchained. Mario is sent to Lake Lapcat, I love that name by the way, where everything is cat themed, and Bowser has gone berserk. Team up with Bowser Jr. to help his dad chill out in this short but action-packed standalone adventure. So since it is standalone, you'll be able to access it outside of the main game. So you don't have to play through Super Mario 3D World in order to get to the content. It's not buried inside of the regular main game. It's just something that you play as like a separate menu option. Next up, it's a real catastrophe. Nice pun there, Nintendo. In this free roaming adventure, you'll travel to various lands in Lake Lapcat to collect cat shines to reignite lighthouses and clear darkened terrain. Watch out for Bowser though. Next up is Clash of the Giants. When Bowser is in full fury, he can be pretty scary. Luckily, Mario can match his might with the Giga Bell, which lets him transform into Mighty Giga Cat Mario and go toe-to-toe with the monstrous Bowser in a titanic battle of biggies. A titanic battle of biggies. That just sounds absolutely amazing. Now, next up, it says, can we get a little help here? Bowser Jr. to the rescue. Grab a buddy to play as Bowser Jr., who can fly around fighting enemies and discovering secrets in 2-player mode, which looks really dope. I like that, by the way, because Bowser has that paintbrush. He's out there jacking people up. Plus, you have amiibo support as well. Get you some nice little power-ups on what you can do there too. And they also released a bunch of key art, which I'll have a link in the description. But let's get to this, because all this sounds great, right? The game looks great. The game plays great. They've got some extra content in here. But is this going to be worth $60? Is it worth the price of admission? Well, they already said with Bowser's Fury, it's not going to be a huge expansion to the game. They said it's short but action-packed. So there's probably going to be a lot of stuff to do within the world, but it's probably not going to be more than like 5 to 10 hours. So it's not going to be anything super crazy unless you want to like 100% it. That's what it seems like Nintendo's trying to say here. But I will add this because, like I said before, I'm someone who I've pretty much done everything that you can do in this game. If this is your first time playing the game, so if you didn't play it on the Wii U, you didn't own the game, this is absolutely worth $60. You're getting an experience that's already amazing on the Wii U, and they're making that even better. They're throwing away all of this silly restrictions that they had, like you have to use the gamepad for the Captain Toad levels, all this different stuff that they did. They're throwing away all of that, and they're adding in things that people wanted. You have a higher resolution, which is great. You have the ability to play the game anywhere, which people wanted with that because the Wii U gamepad, but it has to be close to the Wii U itself. So now you can play it anywhere that you want on the Nintendo Switch. They added in online multiplayer. That is a huge addition to the game. That right there will be worth the price of admission for so many people because there are a lot of people that never got the chance to play this game multiplayer, even on the Wii U, because they didn't have friends that they could play with that were in proximity of them or that were close by. So adding in a game mode like online in addition to Bowser's Fury, which completely changes the structure of how Super Mario 3D World plays, because it's an open-ended type of sandbox game and you're collecting cat shines. You're doing completely different things that you didn't do necessarily in the main game. I think those two things combined with the fact that the game is already spectacular makes it worth $60 and a no-brainer if you haven't played the game. Now, if you're somebody who's already played the game and you've experienced everything that there has to offer with this, then maybe it's not worth $60 for you. Maybe it's not something to where they added enough content, or it's not big enough in terms of things and it's worth less. Well, I'll say this, the Wii U version is not going anywhere, so if it's not worth $60, you can always play the Wii U version of the game and get your Super Mario 3D World fix there. I personally feel, based on what they've added in here, that it's worth $60, but it might not be worth that for people that have already played it, because it wasn't too long ago. It kind of was long ago, but wasn't too long ago. It was 2013, so I guess it was kind of long ago. But I would think that most people haven't played this game yet, because the game didn't sell more than 6 million copies, I think, and the Wii U obviously didn't sell more than 14 million or so. So a lot of people haven't played this, and the Nintendo Switch is currently like at 75 million plus or something along the lines of that. So the large majority of people out there, the large majority of Switch gamers out there didn't play this game. That's a fact at this point. The large majority didn't, and there's so many new people. So for 95% of people, this is going to be a game that's worth the $60, whether it's a Wii U port or not, does not matter. The game is that good. In terms of a Mario game, it's awesome too. There's tons of power-ups. There's a lot of different abilities to get. There's tons of levels. There's even extra bonus content that makes it even harder. Don't want to spoil anything, but when you beat the game, it's not over. They have a variety of characters. They have a ton of secrets in the game. It is awesome. I love Super Mario 3D World. I mean, people knocked it at first when it was first launching just because of a variety of things. People wanted a new Galaxy type of game and everything. But the more people actually played the game and gave it a shot, they realized that it can be played well single player and playing through, and also multiplayer. And it's nice to have that option if you do have family or friends over and they want to play like a Mario game and not have like Cappy or something like that. They actually have and control their own character, and different characters, be it that with Toad, Luigi, Mario, Princess Peach, and Rosalina, and they all have their own special abilities as well that makes them unique and attributes. This game is awesome, so I feel that it's worth the $60. Now, if the game wasn't as good, then maybe, probably not, right? But the game is actually amazing, so I feel that it's worth it, and the extra content is just like the double cherry on top. This game is absolutely awesome, and I think that for many people that haven't played it, especially when I was in my stream and people were talking about, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this game. We also have some other news too. It shot up to like the #1 game sold on Amazon, so people seem to be in agreement that, yeah, it's going to be worth that $60 based on what they saw with the first trailer, then of course what they saw with the overview trailer and all that. I think people were sold on the game, because it does look amazing. The extra content with the Super Cat Mario and everything, the extra content with like Bowser and how that open-ended area, and then the additions with the online, the stamps, the photo mode, the increased gameplay mobility with the speed and everything. It's just really good. It's a hard package to turn down when you're looking at a 3D Mario game, because there's not a lot of mainline 3D Mario games, and they're bringing this one back with extra content. I think people are like, all right, this one looks pretty good. I gotta pick that one up. I also want to add in this little bit of information here, which is just part of the news on the game, but the game is less than 3 gigabytes for Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. So they fit everything into about 2.9 gigabytes of space, which is pretty good. It's not too much bigger than the original game on the Wii U, which was 1.79 gigabytes in space. So shout outs to Nintendo on that compression and everything, saving people SD card space and system space as well. What are you guys' thoughts when it comes to Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, the new details and the game itself? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go to give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all the latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys for the next one.